Hey boys, welcome back to some NRL Supercoach Season 2021. It's going to be the Round 9 review, and as you can see, we finally broke our down streak and had a good week. And we can thank one player for this week. Well, actually, I mean, it was a hot and cold week. Yeah, it was a strange round. There were definitely some really high scores, but I think a lot of people, it was either you went amazing or you went pretty shocking. And thankfully, I guess we were sort of in the middle. It's a good score, 14-24, top 5%. We shot back up 5,249 overall, which is, good to see we're back a little bit after a couple of shocking and quite frankly unlucky weeks. But let's get down to the nitty gritty. We'll go through the team and we'll have a gander. So dummy halves, Jaden Braley 92. It's great to see him score a try. He's honestly is he going to be a keeper till the end? I don't know. I probably, again, I still think Harry Grant is going to be the top dummy half you want, but Jaden Braley, I mean, he consistently scores very well in base just because, I mean, he plays 80 minutes, does a heap of tackles, and he does make a few runs, and then he just, the Knights do have a really strong forward pack, so he's just liable for a little try assist, a little sneaky try. So yeah, very, very good. Connor Watson 49, he's I don't know, has he peaked a little bit? Maybe, but I'm definitely going to keep Connor Watson at least until round 13 because the Knights play that first bye. So I mean, Connor Watson and Braley are just, in my opinion, you can't get rid of them before the first bye round. That'd be a little bit silly. The front row, oh man, finally, finally, Brad Arthur, you freaking did it. You played Junior Paulo for some minutes. And I was very tempted to trade out Junior Paulo, but again, I was looking at the options and I wasn't that keen on anyone. The only player that I was somewhat keen on was Isaiah Papali'i, who again went really well. He went really well, but it was a lot of money to go up to him. He was always spending all of my cash, and I was like, I don't really want to do that. And Junior Paulo, I was looking at the bench, and I think they only had, Oregon Kaufusi, I think, was their only middle forward on the bench. So it was like Sean Lane, Cartwright, Kaufusi, and someone else. I can't think of the other sub, but yeah, they didn't have as many middle forwards. So I was like, Junior Paulo surely is going to get more minutes, and he was great. The offload was out. He played big minutes. His work rate was up. So yeah, very happy with that. 77 without a try or a try assist. So yeah, hopefully that's a little tipping point for Paulo. And hopefully, I think a lot of people would have probably sold Paulo. So if he can find a bit more form, it would be a nice little pod for us. Penguin Jr. again, 63, very good. I don't think he scored. Did he score any try? I don't think he got any tries or try assists. But yeah, again, he was. In my opinion, he's a must-have in the front row. I think he's just an absolute weapon. Utakamanu, 32, still going along nicely, making some good cash. Spencer Leniu didn't even play this game, so I'm like, there's just no real other cheapies that I'm that keen on. So Leniu just stays there for now, I guess. So that's fine. Tohu Harris, 100. So this is where so we started pretty well. And then the back row. So the first one here went very well. Tohu Harris, 104, just killed it, scored a try. Again, work rate was massive. He's just, in my opinion, you got to have him. You probably should have the back row. I would assume you should have Tohu Harris, David Fafita, and probably Crichton are going to be the top three, and then probably throw in Tamalolo, who is back to some form. We'll talk about him in a second, but yeah, Tohu Harris was great. Barnett 46. I unfortunately, as much as it pains me, I think I'm going to have to get rid of Barnett. I really wanted to keep Barnett until round 13. I really wanted to keep him till round 13 because, you know, he covers the first bye. He was going really nicely, but freaking Lachlan Fitzgibbon is back in the team, and he's put him straight. He's put him straight to the edge. I'm shocked. Barnett has been one of their best forwards for the whole year, and as soon as Lachlan Fitzgibbon comes back, he takes his spot. I mean, Fitzgibbon has been a good player, but in my opinion, Barnett is he the best forward in their team? He's got to be close. Honestly, I just don't understand how you can drop Barnett for Fitzgibbon. And then Barnett didn't play. He didn't play nearly the minutes we were hoping for in the middle. And then also, he in the second half, he was fantastic. Like, I don't know, dude. I don't know what I'm going to do. I might give it another week because of how good he played. Surely he gives him more minutes, and but yeah, if he doesn't get that edge spot, I think Barnett is probably a sell, unfortunately. And then Angus Crichton 39 had a bit of a stinker, so I mean his price, he's really cheap, so I'm probably just going to keep him, but yeah, a bit of a disappointment so far, Angus Crichton. But again, he's one you could get rid of. I mean, Ryan Madison is now back playing big minutes. Like I said, Tamalolo. So yeah, I don't know. Can you keep carrying Angus Crichton without the attacking Keary and other players in that Roosters team? I don't know. Crichton might be a bit of a sell, honestly. Then we have Josh Curran, 57, who I didn't play, which. Yeah, I'm not too disappointed by it. It was a tough choice who to put as my 4 reserves. And Josh Curran, he did score a try. He gave away a couple of penalties. He dropped the ball like 3 or 4 times, so he lost a lot of points, and he was on about 50 at half time. So when he scored that try, I was kicking myself, but then he only finished with 57. So I wasn't too disappointed by it. If he didn't score the try, he would have had a bit of a stinker. But hopefully, he didn't play the best, so hopefully he keeps the spot, because it could be a little bit of a risk. And then the other trade, so I traded out Tyrell Fuimaono for Olakau'atu, who got that starting spot, and he didn't quite score as well as I thought he might, but geez, he looks like a player. I'm starting to, I don't know, I feel like the trade might have been a little bit silly. I was sort of looking for someone cheaper or someone who's going to make some good cash there, because Tyrell, he was going to start leaking cash for sure, and I just really like Olakau'atu. But the problem is, I don't know actually when I didn't even look to see when Curtis Sirenen was coming back, because he would definitely take that spot off Olakau'atu, but yeah, he looks like he is a good player, this kid Olakau'atu. So I'm not too disappointed. I think he's going to make some good cash for me. So I'm not too displeased by the pickup there. And then we still have Sean Bloor, who I think he was named on the extended bench. So hopefully Sean Bloor comes back into that team. I mean, surely when he's like fully fit, I mean, how bad the Tigers are, like, you got to bring Sean Bloor. Like, he was incredible last year, so you got to bring him in. Then we go to the halves. So Mitchell Moses 70. Got to be happy with that again. He's not doing Nathan Cleary, but again, I keep bringing it back. He saved me a lot of money. He's not going to play Origin, so I'm not. He's going fine. Cameron Munster 100. Got to be happy with that. Sam Walker, who I did play. I wasn't. Again, it was sort of down to him or Josh Curran, and I went with Sam Walker just because of the upside. Obviously he's come off 2 big tons, and I knew he wasn't going to score incredible. It just, he was never going to, but I just thought the potential, and if I miss out on another big 100, I would be absolutely furious. So I was like, if he scores 30-40, if Curran scores like he did 50-60, I'm not going to be disappointed. But if I played Curran who got like 50 and then Walker got another 100 odd, I would be quite upset. So I thought it was, it was a fair enough risk to play Walker in this game, who, he got one really nice try assist, but other than that, he looked a little busted. So he's up to 600k. The funny thing is, dude, I could actually, and I'm not going to lie, I'm actually pretty tempted to trade Sam Walker out for Nathan Cleary, who I'm pretty sure I could pick up, which Cleary and Mitch Moses in the halves, that's pretty good. So I might end up doing that, but I don't know, Sam Walker, I mean, the scores he's got, can I get rid of him? I don't know. That's a tough one. That's a tough one, dude. But he's 600k now. I feel like, oh, geez. And then Schuster, our other half, 43. He had a bit of a shocker, honestly. He didn't play very good. He got one little cheeky line break, which bumped his stats up. But yeah, he had a bit of a shocker. Didn't play his best game. So, again, 40's not bad. But yeah, definitely want to see a little bit more from Schuster. And then the back line. So, as you can see, we brought in, so that's the other one. I brought in Brian To'o for Kurt Capel. Brian To'o, 71, didn't score a try. Killed it once again. And my thought process, again, like I was talking like Capel last week, I was like, he's up and down. He's still averaging over 50. It's pretty good. But at the end of the day, I was like, To'o is going to outscore Kurt Capel in the long run. You've got to have To'o, in my opinion. And Kurt Capel, he's probably peaked in price. He's going to play Origin. Now, actually, I don't know. Is To'o going to play Origin? I don't know. I would actually have him in my team. But I don't know what Fittler's thinking. But yeah, I was like, you know what? Capel, he's peaked. I think it's time to get rid of him. Now, Capel played well. So, watching that game, Capel set up a try, and I was like, oh no, Capel, he's in for his 100 game here. He got 40 last week. He's in for 100, but, he copped a head knock and he went off. He still scored about 50 odd, so he had a pretty solid game, but I felt, it was nice. Not nice that he got a head knock, but it definitely made me feel a little bit better about the trade. Even still, if Capel went well, I was still happy with the trade. Tyrone Peachy, 48. A little bit underwhelming considering he scored a try, but I don't know, the Titans. And Peachy was, he gave away a lot of like penalties, and I was so worried he was going to get sin bin late in that game. He just kept pushing the envelope, and I was like, bruh, just settle down. Like, you're gonna get sent to the bin, and I'm gonna be furious. But thankfully he didn't, and I don't know, he was just a little bit fired up that game. Stephen Curran, 123. I said it a couple of weeks ago. He was like 370, 380, and I was like, he let me down as the fullback, but him back in the centers at 380 in this Panthers backline, I think that's pretty good. And ever since then he's gone on and scored big. So I'm pretty happy with the pickup I did a few weeks ago. Like he disappointed me a lot when I first brought him in, but I kept strong, and he's starting to repay the faith a little bit. So Crichton, 123. Killed it, even though he didn't really do a whole lot. That's the thing, he didn't do a whole lot. It was more just catch and pass type stuff, but they gave him the try assist, so I'm happy with that. And then Dane Laurie, 29. Again, you knew it was on. Coming off a big 100, I wasn't expecting a lot, but the game they were in, I thought there was definitely some points on offer, but yeah, just didn't quite live up to the potential there. But as you can see, I did actually bench Blake Ferguson for this game. I was tossing and turning. I was like, who do I not play? Because I've got a pretty strong backline now. With Fergie, To'o, Peachy, Laurie, and Crichton, it's actually a really tough decision who I play every week. And I usually, dude, honestly, I don't like having to make the decision because you're never going to get it right every week. You're going to be putting someone on the bench who scores a big score. Like, you can't predict it, but, you know, I benched Fergie. Obviously, Laurie and Peachy underscored a little bit, but, yeah. I thought Laurie has the potential here. Ferguson coming up against Tupou, I thought, you know, he's not going to score massive against the Roosters winger in Tupou, so I was happy with that. And Fergie, I think he did score a try, so yeah, he almost scored 2. But yeah, 55, you know, pretty solid. And then Bailey Simonson finally crossed for a try. Did he get 2 tries? Scored 79, so he's going to go up in price, which is nice. And then freaking Roberts is just a no-show. And then the big boys. So Tommy Trbojevic, I'm actually shocked that his score didn't update to over 200. Like, obviously 191 is insane, but for everything he did, like the amount of like the 4 line breaks, the 4 try assists, 2 tries, the tackle bust, like, my God, the stats were unbelievable. And I thought he would have got over 200 easily, but he got 191, which is still, I mean, that's ridiculous. And I was expecting a big score. Like, I'm not saying you should have captained Trbojevic, but also you should have captained Trbojevic in that game. You know, at Brookvale, his 100th game, taking on the Warriors, who are not noted defensive powerhouses. I was expecting a big one, and he delivered. So, yeah, the trade from Pappenhausen to Trbojevic has definitely reaped its rewards. On the flip side, poor old James Tedesco, 54. Now, again, the 54 is not bad for, like, how much he didn't do. Like, I think at halftime, somehow he was on, like, 30-odd points, and he probably made like 20 meters running. Like, he barely touched the footy in that first half. I don't know what was going on with Tedesco that game. He didn't really. It's not that he wasn't trying to get involved, but he just didn't really make his usual runs. So I don't know. I'm a little bit unsure what to do with Tedesco. I think I'm just gonna ride him out. Like, I still think the pedigree's there to score big hundreds. So I don't know. Who are the Roosters taking on this week? They're taking on the Cowboys. So oh yeah, that's right, Magic Round. So it's at Suncorp. So this is going to be an exciting weekend of footy. But I think I'm going to ride Tedesco out for the whole year, honestly. But you know, when Pappenhausen comes back, it's like, geez, yeah. Is Pappenhausen better than Tedesco? I honestly do think Trbojevic is probably the top, and then Pappenhausen, Tedesco, probably Pappenhausen has the edge just because he has the goal kicking. So I don't know, dude. But now Tedesco is only 500k, and Pappenhausen is going to be like 800. So it's going to be tough to bring him back. So I think I'm just going to ride him out. So yeah, that's the team. Pretty solid all round. Again, so this is going to be my dilemma every week. It's like, who do I play as my reserves? You know, we got now Curran, who can score well. Ola Kawatu, who I think has potential. Connor Watson, Walker, Schuster, Tedesco is a must, and then one of the backline. You know, I could have easily reserved Fergie, but yeah, it's a tough one. Who are the Panthers versing? Panthers are versing Gold Coast, so I think I'm definitely playing Toto and Crichton. Maybe I don't play Peachy this week. The Tigers are versing the Knights, so Laurie is probably a must-have. And then the Eels are versing the Warriors, so probably Fergie is a good pickup. So, yeah, I don't know. That's tough. Probably Peachy is the one that misses out, potentially. Or, I guess as well. So, I didn't even think of this, but Peachy is a second row and centre wing. So, potentially, I could. Yeah, I actually could switch Peachy into the second row and trade out Barnett or Crichton for a centre wing. Yeah. that's not a bad option. Probably Barnett out of both of these guys, but yeah, could do. But who would I pick up? I don't know. But yeah, that's sort of the team. Definitely some choices to make with the subs. Do I bring in Cleary? Do I bring in Tamalolo? I don't know. It's a tough one. Madison as well. So yeah, that's how the team's going. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying the Supercoach action. Make sure to like and comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one.